What have we got going on here?
We're at Millersville Dragway for the 704 Outlaws. Mainly just come to test, but it's free entry, so Robbie's gonna jump in.
So you're gonna jump in the Outlaws?
Yeah, we'll fill a spot.
Fill it bits. What are you going? First round duck?
Probably.
So
Fast car.
we did test at Wilkesboro. I'll throw a couple of those passes in there on this so they can see that too. Like I said, we're down here.
Trying a lot of new things.
Yeah, you tried a lot of new things already.
Last night,
Yeah, last night.
picked up substantially. We're basically, our PB was on a radial, but basically beat that, or
Right at
track to beat that on
Yeah.
a slick. So, like, 10, 12 pounds less boost, and
on a slick.
we can go that. We got that much more boost left, so we'll probably see it today.
Well,
We'll probably need it.
and two, and nothing to do with it's always good too to see a little difference in track prep, places to places, to get different tune-ups for different
Yeah,
situations.
This is going to be radial prep. I know they already scraped the track for ending, hoping for the no prep to happen last week up there. So they sprayed it a few times, but I don't really think there's anything there for it to stick to.
Yeah, it was a little slick up top, but it come around a little bit,
Yeah.
but not like normal, not what we're normally
usually
used
when
to.
the track is really glued, you can feel it in the car, kind of
Yeah.
tugging on the car point. You couldn't really feel that. So, like y'all said, you couldn't really feel anything on the line. So,
It
good
was
testing for no prep-ish.
Yeah, it was.
I think we got a tune
low horsepower cars, but you was able to get it down last
Yeah, I
night.
think we got a tune-up for next Saturday. We'll see. I think we got something to shoot for first round. It might be too much, but hopefully we got something working that's going to help that in case I get a little greedy. So
Let's see. So you gonna have a little something special on the scramble?
no, not. Well, if I got it on the scramble, this is going to take it out of it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Some people call it cheating, but
What's
you miss
cheating?
it if it saves it a little bit. Who cares?
True. All right. Well, we'll get the car ready and you're gonna get some test passes in here anyway. So
I was waiting for him to finish dragging. I think we're getting the wing.
sounds good to me. Let's get us a test pass in here and see how she does. Jump in this 704 Outlaws racing tonight. We've drawn a bear. Camaro right over there usually puts down a pretty good pass, but we're gonna give it a try. we can get us another test pass in and put it down this time. Hey, Lobby.
Hey,
What you doing?
sitting.
Sitting around thinking about them passes from Mooresville. You'll give us a little rundown on them.
We had a PB off the trailer with a pretty slow tune, I feel like. So that was pretty good, and didn't really feel that fast. And I seen the slip, and it was pretty good to see. And because there was on slicks, and we ran down radials last time, running it pretty hard. And this is the same boost we ran at Wilkesboro, and it picked up 10th and a half, and probably 3 or 4 mile an hour there in that first one. So changed some things, tightened the front end up, tightened up the shocks in the rear. I can't remember what the problem that I have is I change everything for one run. So I don't know what actually helps.
Well, we ended up changing the shocks a little bit. I know you adjusted the tire pressure. I know you was trying to compensate for being on a slick, considering like it was radial prep.
And then now, we got some stuff coming this week that hopefully we have time to test it. And if not, I guess we'll test it first round, see what it does, because we kind of got an idea on where to set them. I mean, we're going to take the coilovers off the rear and go back to a shock and spring style setup, like a factory style setup, and hopefully get a little more separation out of the car. And hopefully the valving is similar in the shocks. And those shipped out today, so hopefully we'll get those.
Do you want to elaborate on that as far as what you got now?
Right now it's just a Viking Berserker setup.
Say it 3 times real fast.
Berserker setup, and I mean, got them pretty tight on everything. The car's always had like a bit of a bounce to it, and after talking to Kelly, he explained that these aren't.
Because this car originally was stick shift.
It's separating, but it's not separating like I want it to for no prep stuff. But that'll work good on about anything. But the way the spring and the valving is set up, it's not really. It was a little bouncy, so we compensated with some tire pressure. I mean, we were close to 18, 20 pounds of tire pressure, and some people are probably gonna think that's a joke, but it's April Fool's, but we're not fooling nobody on that. It had a lot of tire pressure in it, and the bounce got out of it, and I mean, pretty much PB'd the 60 foot on radials, and I posted a picture with a mile an hour on Facebook, so.
We're not going to tell that just yet.
Well, they seen it on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll tell it here in a minute.
So you can kind of guess based off the mile an hour, close to the ET, what it went. I mean, I think we learned that the converter is a little loose, so the boost that we had in our back pocket's probably pointless, because I mean, it just gets into high gear and kind of flatlines on the log, so
Just kind of rides.
that's fine. It helps it from knocking the tire up top, which probably gonna need that this weekend, because plan on having some horsepower in it. We did based on fuel flow and mile an hour with the weight, it's making some power.
Yeah. What did you get? Like, end up making what, 6 passes down?
Yeah.
6 passes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the tires that just. I think the track might have got too tight for slicks. It just instantly, like a light switch, started knocking the tire, and it was pulling timing, changing boost ramps, and it just wouldn't go. I loosened the front end up, loosened the back end up, and threw everything, but the kitchen sink at it, and it wouldn't go down the track. So just loaded it up, because I mean, that's not what we're there for really. Because it was funny, because during the daytime, all the radial tire cars, you could physically look at the track and tell that there was a difference from nighttime to daytime in the rubber and the prep. Everybody was spinning, and like I said, I went up there and laid down a PB pass off the trailer. I figured it was fun because everybody else was. They was on radials. Then when I started spinning, they were going down. So, we raced the 704 Outlaws, and we drew, which was typical par for the course. If you beat me first round, you're probably gonna win.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Tate, that car probably makes more power on 4 cylinders than I do on all 8. So, I mean, I left with him. well, he treed me and 60 footed me, and we just kind of stayed the same up top. There were some people in the stands, which I'm sure that car makes a lot more power than I do, and he may have been backing off the throttle or whatever. If he was, they said it looked like I was kind of hanging with him, pulling back a little bit. It's hard to say. I mean, which I don't feel too upset about it. It's like I said, I mean, this thing's over 3,500 pounds race weight, and really, even though it's on methanol, it don't drink the fuel, so I could drive it to and from Mooresville probably. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of want to set that out as a goal one time and maybe try that, put that in a video.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That would be good.
it's kind of cool to have a car that you can multi-purpose, run multi-classes with. You know, a lot of people are like, you're out of your element here on radio prep, running these tube chassis cars, but
Hey, I'm gonna tell you somebody that really knows your first couple of passes was Cornbread.
yeah,
Because I went down there to kind of look at the track before he was making another pass. Cornbread come up to me and said, "What have y'all done?" I said, "Well, same as usual." He said, "Well, I was standing up there and you made a lick." He said, "Really surprised me you being on a slick, making that good of a lick." And I said, "Well, we're trying to get ready for a no prep race."
I
So,
mean, without telling too much, I think on a radio it's going to go. It's going to take some figuring out with the suspension, maybe some good prep. But I think on a pro bracket, it'll probably go a mid-teen 60 foot, and I'm interested to see what it's going to ET there, and even with the loose converter. So we may send that out and get it retightened up. But like I said, for now, that's good for what we do. I mean, if I throw a lot of power to it on the top end, it should take it. So if we tighten it up, you obviously tighten it up, put more load on everything. It's harder on parts. So might just leave it alone so it don't hurt nothing.
so like I said, off the trailer PB. Then you turn right around and
Yeah,
basically PB'd again.
leave the launch and everything alone. I mean, the whole time, the first pass that went down the track, I've left launch RPM, boost, and everything all the same every pass. And just, one of the things I've been trying to work on this year is racing the track in intervals. If you can't get fast as 60 foot, you're not going to be fast as 330 and so on. So, we're shooting for a certain 330, and then, to get that 330, you got to have that 60 foot, and, so on, and go from there. So, I mean, it did what I wanted to, the 330, probably a little too fast for first round Saturday. So, I've been thinking all week, trying to contemplate a tune-up for
Slow it down just a
because
speck.
when it's going a lot faster on a slick than I thought it would. I figured at Wilkesboro Thursday it was maxed out, but it surprised me, and I think it's still got some more left in it with the new suspension setup that's coming. We'll probably try that out. We'll see that Friday, hopefully.
Well, the biggest thing is too, I mean, we could have 20 passes or 100 passes between now and the next race, but until we actually physically walk the track
Yeah, I mean,
and see what it is and see what it looks like and see what it feels like, the day of is kind of when you're going to know what tune to put in and what settings.
It don't really matter. I mean, you gotta go down it anyways.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. Everybody's got to go down.
Yeah, then we've been running the Mickey Slicks, testing on those. I think we're gonna switch over to the DO5s just in case the track is a little sketchy. I've heard some good things about them.
Oh, yeah, ain't them sitting over in the corner?
Yeah, they've been sitting over there. We're gonna use them for backside stuff, but I'm just gonna try it out. Really kind of wish I had a pro bracket, but being as fast as what it's gone now, to possibly have a competitor to win small tire class, if I have my stuff together, I don't really want a chance knocking the tire on a radial, just trying to chase a number when
Right.
I know the numbers I'm going, and I know what people go up there for no prep stuff that I've heard and hear people talk about, and you can kind of watch your car and most of the time and tell how fast they're going. So I think based on what we went, if everything works out, and they really might have a street tire or a street car that could possibly runner up or win small tire. I just think that'd be pretty cool to see.
Because I always had with some of the other guys that we've been friends with, know for a long time in the small tire world. What was it? They was talking about swimming in a pond or something.
Yeah, I mean,
You can only.
people say, this might not be a street car, but literally, if you can drive it anywhere. I mean, it's just a tune change away from going to E85 or 93. I mean, I'm gonna try these injectors out on 93 to see if it will idle, but some people say it probably won't. But I'm just curious to see when some racing slows down. I'm gonna throw some pump gas in it, see if it'll do anything. If it does, then that's a street car.
Oh, well, maybe they'll leave some. Maybe people leave some comments there. Tell us what to think about. Whatever on the.
Is it a street car or not?
Yeah. Is it a street car if it's on E85? Is it a street car if it's on the M1? I mean, the argument's always online. Everybody saying, well, it's got to come out of a pump. But,
It comes out of a pump. I manually pump it out into the tank. So,
well,
I mean, it's still full dash seats. Still got the rear seat deleted in it. I mean, it's not nowhere near close to sitting what it could in small tire trim. I mean, you can take the dash out, headliner, carpet. I mean,
it's not gutted by no means. Yeah, you
There's
still got them heavy Corboos in there
there's a
compared to
lot
a
of-
Kirky.
There's a lot of metal that could still be cut out if I really wanted to, but it's just nice. Like nice weather today, you could just hop in it and drive it. I mean, it's
Cruise.
not just a one-purpose car. Like if we go to a car show, local car shows, people want us to come out, hop in it and drive it out there. I mean,
Now, you posted online an ET slip. Obviously, you didn't show the 60-foot or the actual ET, but you did show the mile per hour.
yeah.
Anybody that knows racing can read some stuff off of a mile per hour.
We'll just say that on a perfect pass, that mile an hour is based on what the horsepower on the dyno with the weight of the car. That says that it is 3 or 4 mile an hour faster than what it would go at a 480. That's with a perfect 60-foot, perfect run, perfect converter, all that stuff. So, kind of gives you an
The
idea.
perfect pass for the day.
I mean, at 144 isn't. It was almost 145. I mean, obviously there's people in small tire and there's people that are faster, but they're in Fox bodies. They're gutted out. 2,800 pound cars, and I'm 400, 500 pounds heavier just before driver, race weight, adding weight for weight bias. I mean, for what it is, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what it went. So. Like I said, I mean, I'm kind of out of the ordinary when I pull up in a small tire class or something, but
But you never know till you jump in there and try.
that's the thing. I like being the underdog, and people underestimating. Oh, that's just a heavy car. It ain't. There's no way it's that fast. Well, I got time slips that'll show it. I mean, people. I've always felt like I've been kind of underestimated, and this year I think I got something to work with. I try not to talk too soon and shoot myself in the foot with it, but I'm looking at things at a different angle and trying to do things differently, and keep notes of everything, and just focus on trying a lot of different things. You got to learn. A lot of people have been doing it for years, and I've not been doing it for as many years as they have, so just trying to learn it myself. I mean, you can ask people and say, hey, such and such, what should my shock settings be? Well, they can tell you, but then there's no satisfaction in that when you can figure it out on your own. And if what you do works, then that just makes it 10 times better.
Can you don't have to? Can we say what you run the other night? Not at Mooresville, but
I mean, we can. I mean, at Wilkesboro, it was in the 20s at like 140 mile an hour, but that was with a tenth slower 60 foot than it was. And I mean, up there, I mean, I guess I don't really have anything to hide as far as ET wise. I mean, it don't really matter. Seems
well,
like
you
everybody knows
said
somehow.
you said before your personal best on the radio was
519 up there with
Right.
a tenth faster 60 foot.
and then you went to a slick,
Yeah.
and you really didn't slow down that much.
No.
It's kind of surprised me, but
Yeah, I mean, I didn't run nowhere near the boost I ran at Mooresville. So I mean, I could have put that boost in there. I mean, I had a 3 pounds of boost at Mooresville and it picked up a tenth. So it's doing something, but it's seen like 40 pounds at Mooresville. But like I said, the RPM was just flat
line
So
up top and high gear.
I think the converter is just a little loose. So we'll address that when it comes time, because then everything we learn now is going to be out the window when you tighten it up.
It's true.
So we'll put a dump valve on it when we tighten that up and change some things. I'd like to get it tightened up, though. I think it'll release the potential of it.
Right.
So if any converter companies looking for a sponsor.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I'll stick with Hughes probably, because this converter's been through 2 or 3 different setups, 3 or 4 different
yeah,
turbos.
and they worked with us, so
It's been from 800 horsepower to where it's at now, and different weights, 300-400 pounds lighter, 300-400 pounds heavier, and it's really not.
And a couple different gear swaps, ain't it?
And it's been perfect all the way around, really. I mean, right now is the loosest it's been because it's making the most power, and it's the lightest it's been. So
Well, I think you about got it all there. Like I said, you off the trailer PB, then turn around and crush that, and then got a. Of course, obviously the mile per hour was a PB.
I'm pretty
so.
happy with the 144.
Yeah.
I mean, basically it's close enough to 145. So pretty happy with that. With literally just get and drive it anywhere I want to. I mean, can't just do one thing with it.
Well, like I said, I think you got it all covered there. So, you guys tell us what you think. Leave us some comments. And
Be testing Friday, hopefully at Farmington.
yeah,
Hopefully they don't prep the track very good. I'd like to make I'd like to make some hits on a marginal track, like we said earlier in the video. I feel like Wilkesboro was a little marginal Thursday, which is fine. I know it's supposed to be colder Thursday and Friday, which would be good because it'd be similar weather to Saturday. So hopefully that'll play into our favor. I mean, I would like to get on a no prep track and see what it's going to do, but I'm pretty confident that we're not hitting the tire very hard out of the hole. So I think it'll probably go on any kind of rubber it gets on. I think especially with those DO5s, they seem to be. We've been pretty fast 60 foot on the street with some cars we tune on, so I think it'll do pretty good Saturday.
all right. There you have it. Like I said, leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. Any words of advice, or hey, like I said, there's always somebody faster. There's always somebody more knowledgeable.
But there also is always those people that think they're more knowledgeable.
Well, I was talking. No, never mind. I ain't gonna mess with you on
You just
that
gotta
one. You just pick. I'm picking with you.
You just gotta get out there and learn it yourself, and not everybody knows everything. And
Well, I was gonna mess with you on that one, but you end up making me look
there's
bad.
people
So
that message me a lot and ask me, "What's your bar angle? What's your shock settings?" I don't care to help people. I tell them. I mean, I don't really have anything to hide because at the end of the day, people are gonna find out anyways. Nose around, see what they can see.
that's fine either way. Like I said, we're out there to help people too. So all they gotta do is shoot us a message, look us up. We're here for them.